want to give all the ad revenue for each show away to a charity of the guest's choosing. So the question for you is, what breaks your heart right now? Like, what ministry, charity, group, cause do you care about that this show should generate profits to give to?
Yeah, my wife Kim runs or leads all of our humanitarian projects around the world. And she's doing two things in one spot that I think are really significant. She's working in Malawi. And in fact, she's been there 7 years. And last year ended up meeting with the president of Malawi.
Wow.
And that's the level of influence her work there has had over the years. And there's one village we started working with, and there's about 4 months of the year where there's zero food in that village. So for the past 5 years, we've, as Mosaic, have invested $10,000 in that village, and it gives them enough grain to not starve to death. And this year there is like a triangle of 3 different villages, so we've been putting together $30,000 to help those. So that's one side of it. I'm going, if someone felt passionate about just helping people in the most desperate situation, I would love for people to help that. We help them in that transitional period. We're also teaching them how to move toward the kind of farming and agriculture that will eliminate that 4-month period. But until then, we don't want them to die. And then at the same time, in that same village, we built the premier school for the whole country. It cost us $1 million, and to hold 1,600 kids and feed them every day. And we brought electricity to that city, to that village for the first time in history with solar energy on that campus. And so right now we're building facilities for the teachers because they live in slums. And so the teachers who are teaching the kids now have this beautiful school. We didn't want them to be living in slums next to this really nice school. So we're literally building 20 teachers' houses around it, and each house costs about $40,000. So if someone cared about either education, I would love for them to give to helping us build that school campus, or they care about hunger, to give to helping alleviate the hunger of those villages.
Yeah, I love it. Well, we'll definitely set all ad revenue from the show into that, and then we'll put a link in the show notes where they can donate more.
Awesome. And my wife will love me so much.
Yeah, there you go.
Because she's there several times a year now and has such a passionate heart for them.
How does she get connected with that? Like, where did that come from?
She's been all over the world, and she was working on projects in Bangladesh and India, Syria, Lebanon, even Ukraine. She was there in the middle of the war.
Wow.
And but she was invited to go see what was going on in Malawi, and they went and started looking at different places in the country, found a village that was just completely overlooked because they didn't have enough mineral value or like geographic benefit for anyone to help them. And so they just picked probably the most dire village in the whole country and said, we're going to transform this one village.
Yeah, this is going to be our thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's powerful.
And it was pretty cool. I was there last year meeting with the chief, because she meets with like 40, 50 chiefs from all the villages, and they consider her a chief. and she is. And so she sits at the chief's table, and she listens to them, and they tell her what they want, what they need. And it was actually because Chief Chaliza, when they asked him, what do you want? He lives in a squalor, and he could have said, I would like a new home, and he said, please educate our children so that they can have a better life than us. And that's where building this school actually was born.
Yeah, that's powerful. It reminds me of the starfish analogy. I'm sure you've heard that, right? Like,
sure, of course.
Yeah, the little kid on the beach throwing starfish and says it matters for that one.
Yeah.
You might say, oh, that's just one small village and one small country in the giant world, but to those kids, the 1,600 kids with at the school, what a difference that makes for them.
Yeah, and because of that work, that's how we've ended up meeting with the president and with the cabinet and different people in parliament. And it's amazing how if you bring transformation just in one place, the light shines in that darkness. And be able to talk about Jesus all over the country. It's amazing.
Yeah.